Hey, what's up you guys? My name's Connor. Welcome back or welcome to my channel if you are new. So, it is like 1:30 in the morning and I decided this is the perfect time to record a YouTube video. I was watching a YouTube video, as I do, and this one was about the National Dex Crisis. Hold on, I forgot to turn on one of my lights, and I also forgot to mute my phone, so we'll get back to the explanation in a second. Wow, I always forget that that's a light. I was watching a video about the National Dex Crisis. Now, if you don't know what this is, it's a Pokemon thing. Don't know what Pokemon are? I'm so sorry for you. It's a Nintendo and Game Freak property about little pocket monsters that you fight against each other and collect. This one's Squirtle. He's not my favorite, but we love him anyways, and we got him from Goodwill for like $2. This is why you should not record at 1:30 in the morning. Saw a video about this and I wanted to make my own, so let's get on with the video. So, just a warning, this is a video about Pokemon, and if you're not into Pokemon and people complaining about it, this may not be the video for you, but if you like me, stick around for it, I guess. And if not, I'll see you next week. Love you. So, yet again, more backstory. If you do not know, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield were announced. When were they announced? I don't know, editing Connor, put in the date, here. This is when they were announced, and recently at E3, and a week before E3, they were showcased some more, showing off some of the new Pokemon along with the legendaries. You know, it looked pretty cool. And then during the Treehouse Live event, which is a live stream of people playing games before they're out, Janita Masuda, I hope that's how you pronounce his name, sorry if it's not, announced that you can only transfer Pokemon from older generations up to Sword and Shield if they appear in the Galar regional dex. My mouth wasn't working. So what that means is if your Pokemon that you've been caring for and loving for years does not appear in Gen 8's Pokedex, you can't get them. Which, I mean, like, it's an understandable decision, I suppose. There are going to be over 1,000 Pokemon now, and, like, that's a lot. And it seems, what some people are saying, inevitable, but I just think it's unnecessary. Like a weirdly rash decision. Here are my reasons for that. Number one, Suda's reasons. Now, if you read the interview, or read his statement, I believe, it said that the reason that you're not going to be allowed to do this is because for balancing reasons. I know there's a third reason, but I can only think of the one that pisses me off a lot, and it's because it's too difficult to code in that many new animations for these Pokemon, which if you have not, oh, this is where it really gets me. So, he stated that because of how difficult it's going to be to create all new graphics and animations for these Pokemon, he's deciding to limit it to only the Pokemon that they choose to be in those games, which I think is stupid, and this is just a fan voicing his opinion. Okay, there's a video out right now. If I can, I'll leave a link in the eye or in the description to the video showcasing how they literally took out Pokemon models and animations from Generation 7 and are literally just reusing them in Gen 8 with new lighting mapping, I believe that's the correct term. I don't really know. And it pisses me off so much. For one, obviously, you're not, like, Game Freak and the Pokemon Company are not taking full advantage of, you know, being on new hardware. You went from a handheld, poor screen quality system to be a handheld and home console duo, but a home console in, depending on your TV, 1080 HD. And it bothers me that they're not taking full advantage of this. And they're making it seem like they're doing so much work, and that's why they can't add in all these beloved Pokemon. But no, it's literally the same animations. One of the examples that I've heard and have now seen is Wingull, a Pokemon from Generation 3, who has had a very static, like, flying animation. And as you can see in the overworld, in like the wild part Pokemon, you'll see it's literally the same thing and they haven't changed it, and it looks so awkward. Another section of that is Pokemon NPCs walk animations. When Pokemon was in the DS and below era, it was understandable that their walk animations would be cut to just up, down, left, right. And for some reason, they kept that in X and Y and Sun and Moon when moving up to newer hardware, which is in 3 dimensions. When a character from far away is walking to you, they still go boom, boom, and that was understandable. You know, it was a very kind of rough transition from 2D to 3D like that. You know, the Pokemon Company had some help. It was understandable. But I saw in a trailer, hopefully I'll find the footage, that in Nessa's gym, the water type gym, there's still a character that's seen doing that. And it's so awkward, and you're on brand new hardware in the new generation. Take advantage of it and make things look right. It bothers me to my core. And like, that's not understandable to me. It was in Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu because they're just remakes and trying to recapture the energy Gen 1. But no, like, that's just lazy to me and rushed. And before I move on to the next point, this screenshot has been going around recently of how awful this tree looks. I know that that's stupid, but I kind of gotta agree. When you're on the Switch competing with Breath of the Wild looking like this, and Mario Odyssey looking like this, I'm sorry, this tree is just not acceptable on this generation. So moving on to my next point, I'll put up the chart here of yearly releases. As you can see, there's like a couple years apart between the generations of games. Like, that's understandable. And with Pokemon just going up and up and up, they were like, okay, we're gonna do this every single year. It went X and Y, year gap. Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, year gap. Pokemon Sun and Moon, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Like, nobody, there's probably somebody, but like, the majority of Pokemon fans are not asking for these games to be rushed. Like, without that gap in between the generations, it just, I don't know, it makes things feel less special. Like, a new generation, like, alright, yeah, that's coming in like 2 years, so it used to be so exciting. Like, I remember when Diamond and Pearl had been out for a while, and then it was like years later, like 3 years. It wasn't until 2010 that Pokemon Black and White were like announced or released, and it was like, whoa, this is so exciting. I really haven't felt that since, like, honestly, since Black and White. And I kind of hate Black and White, but that's for reasons not to be told in this video right now. A new generation or a new game coming out every year just feels so unnecessary. It's 1000% too late to delay Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. If it was, us Pokemon fans would completely understand. Like, finish what you need to finish, dude. Make the game look good and be good. You know, it's like what we ask for as a fan base. And just pushing these out, like, year after year after year after year just makes Pokemon feel a little bit less special, and that kind of sucks. It may be tied to the fact that the last 2 games that have came out in the last 2 years have been remakes. The game not having access to all these Pokemon means that the next game is just gonna throw Sword and Shield under the rug with Pokemon that aren't in Sword and Shield, and you can't interact Sword and Shield with. Someone who has Pokemon Soul or Pokemon Moon, someone who has Pokemon Ultra Sun, because they're in the same generation, they can still interact. There's things that can't because, you know, it's a new game. Like with a couple new Pokemon in this case. Like, okay, with Omega Ruby and with Pokemon X, they could still interact and battle and stuff because they're in the same generation. But there were certain Mega Evolutions that weren't allowed to be in the fight because they weren't in X and Y. Just the fact that this game's gonna cost more money and gonna become obsolete quicker just really dampers this great thing of this game. I don't know, it's just making me want to play it less and less the more info I know about it, honestly. And next point, they're taking out so many things from this game that people like want and enjoy doing in Pokemon games. From X and Y up, there have been a gimmick in every single game that has been overshadowed by something else but is still in there. X and Y introduced Mega Evolution, which was stupid at first. Like when I first heard of it, when a lot of people first heard of it, they were like, really? Alright, Digimon. But we came to love it. There's so many awesome Mega Evolutions who gave Pokemon more recognition that they deserved. Sun and Moon didn't add any Mega Evolutions, but they kept them in the game so they could sustain like people's emotional connections with them. Sun and Moon added something that wasn't quite as amazing, and it was Z moves, which, you know, are cool, I guess. They're fun to use, but I don't see myself really using them, like going out of my way to use them. But I would and have gone out of my way to use Mega Evolution. It's even in Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu for starters and Mewtwo, I believe. And they're removing them from Sword and Shield. Like, they said that Z Crystals and Mega Stones will not appear in Sword and Shield. And that's so dumb to me. Like, why implement these gimmicks that you're only gonna keep for one generation? Like, no. If you're gonna do that, you gotta keep it through the whole series, man. Like, you did that with Eevee's evolutions, and, you know, I think it's kinda stupid. But, like, it's a thing that needs to happen. You can't just add these gimmicks and then literally just throw them away when people are attached to them. Throwing them away for literally, like, these unique things, like unique, special, strong moves, unique, special, strong evolutions that change your Pokemon completely into bigger Pokemon. I can't even remember the name, what it is that you do to make it big, because it's that bland. It's that bland. And my final point that I'm going to bring up, aside from, you know, not being able to have these Pokemon that you have so strong connections with in the game to play with, is the fact that the Pokemon Company isn't even, like, considering putting out updates later on in the game to bring in these Pokemon. Even if they were planning to add in these Pokemon, like, add in the ability to bring in Pokemon with, like, a National Dex, you can't. Like, Pokemon Home isn't going to be released till like mid-2020. Pokemon Home is a new service in which you can transfer Pokemon. It's like a new box for Pokemon. Like, you have at least like a solid 5 months in between the release of Sword and Shield and the release of Pokemon Home to be able to even transfer these Pokemon, right? Why not take that time to code in these Pokemon and then release it with a version update or with the purchase of the subscription of Pokemon Home? I would pay money for that. Like, not even just like a free update. Make it DLC. I would literally pay $20 to have my Pokemon back. You know, I don't think it should be paid for, but I would. And they're not even considering that. And it bothers me. We Pokemon fans have been telling them what we want. We, the consumers, have been telling the providers what we want in these games, and they're not listening because of all this, like, shittiness, basically, surrounding this game. I'm really close to not even getting the game, which is really big for me, because since Diamond and Pearl came out, I've literally gotten every single Pokemon game. Well, that's a lie. I would get one of the 2 Pokemon games released every single release. I've been such a fan of these games, and like me considering not even getting it is like so telling of like what little consideration the Pokemon Company putting towards the fans. It makes me like so upset The only thing that's keeping me on the train is Sobble. I want him on my team so bad. I love him so much. And, you know, if his evolutions suck, that's literally what's gonna derail this train into not getting the games till these issues are fixed. And if they're not fixed, I guess I'm not getting it. And that sucks. This is such an amazing world of such amazing creatures, and I don't know, it just seems like they're not treating it properly. I've literally been playing these games, watching the TV show since I was like 3, and like it hurts that this is happening to such a beloved thing to me. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So the gist of the story is, fix your shit, Pokemon. And if Sobble's evolutions suck, I'm not getting the game. I was gonna get Shield, but if Sobble's evolutions suck at this point, I'm not getting it till these things are fixed. Then I'll probably play as Grookey, as long as his evolutions don't suck as well, because I am not playing a Scorbunny. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna do it. I gotta go to bed, y'all. It is late. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up or a little thumbs up if you've got tiny Trump hands. Leave a comment below. What's your opinion on this matter? Are you into Pokemon at all? And if you are, how do you feel about the National Dex Crisis? Is it a crisis? Do you not care? What version are you getting? And if you're not into Pokemon and just watch this for me, just say hi in the comments, because I read all my comments. And if you like me and this video and things that I've posted in the past and might post in the future, make sure you click that subscribe button down below. Next to it, hit the little notification bell to get notified every time I post. Alright, I'm gonna go cry while I play Pokemon Heart Gold, because I won't be able to transfer my accidental shiny Tentacool. Bye!